Uther's terror was showing me a vision of the Martyr. I'd been expecting a prophetic message, but what I see is a nightmare. The fever dreams of someone on that ship.
There are places in this universe where madness reigns. Dominions of evil, where the taint of the other world trickles through. The Martyr is one of these places, and fate has brought me to this haunted ship. The Martyr has been drifting in the warp for millennia. The wandering fortress monastery of Uther Tiberius has become an enigma I need to solve. I have sacrificed everything to find this ship. I've been hunting relentlessly for the Martyr since I pledged myself to this cause. Driven by my sacred oath, I've been roaming the Caligari sector for decades. I killed. I bargained. I made pacts and broke them, only to succeed where others have failed. And I'm still paying the price for my curiosity. I have lost so much. I have lost my mentor. I keep losing my allies. I've been stranded on a derelict filled with the filth of Nurgle and the failed experiments of Uther Tiberius. But I must prevail. Uther believed that the flesh was only a vessel. He thrusted his chosen ones into vile darkness and prayed to the God Emperor to turn them into holy weapons. He might have stumbled along the way, and it falls upon me to finish what he had begun. I believe that the Martyr holds the key to our salvation. There is something hidden on this ship that could change the future of the Imperium. I will cleanse this place with holy fire and righteous wrath. I will be transformed by pain and faith. I will find the secret of Uther Tiberius.
Captain, I know where the Martyr is.
Did those cards tell you that? Really?
You could say so. Uther's terror showed me a vision of the Martyr and a fellow Inquisitor on the ship, and it all came to me with a very clear sense of a location in the subsector.
We have arrived at the coordinates you provided. I don't know how you did it exactly, Inquisitor, but the Martyr is here. Uncanny. And speaking of uncanny, you also have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
We continue to be impressed by your progress, Inquisitor. You have located the Martyr. Your methods might be unconventional, but they are rather efficient. It's time to land on the Martyr again. I can't stress enough how important it is that you find Lord Klosterheim. Remember, we need him alive, at least for the time being. He must be a repository of valuable information on the legacy of other Tiberius. The Emperor protects.
Requesting immediate status update, Inquisitor.
The turrets didn't open fire this time. Your binary litany has worked.
Obviously. My calculations predicted a remarkable 91.43% chance of your survival.
I'm rather pleased you didn't mention this before.
Now you will need to access the teleport beacon network.
Wait, I have incoming hostiles. I'll take care of this first.
Ready to fight!
Captain. I've cleared the area, but the rest of the hangar is still crawling with mutants. I can't leave the transport here undefended.
Do you want me to order it back?
Not yet. I might need it, in case the Tech Priest's plan doesn't work out. I'll purge the area first.
This is Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim speaking. I trust that you can hear me, but my current circumstances are not ideal for transmissions. I don't know who you are. I don't even know what you look like, so don't take this personally. But you are an Inquisitor, that much I gathered from the snippets of your Vox signal on the Inquisitorial channels. I must command you to leave the Martyr immediately. You have stumbled upon an investigation that has been sanctioned by the Caligari Conclave, and which might have a huge impact on Holy Terror. Your presence here might lead to unnecessary complications. Leave now, and may the Emperor be with you.
Inquisitor, you can proceed with your priority assignment. According to my analysis, you have eliminated 78.65% of the local hostile forces. The automatic defenses of your transport can easily handle the rest if needed.
So you had an idea about the teleport beacons?
Correct. You need to find a functioning cogitator and access the teleport beacon map of the deck. Your chances of thoroughly exploring a fortress monastery this size are minuscule. You need to be able to avoid traveling long distances on foot.
Die, heretic!
your decision.
Found the cogitator. What now?
Listen to me carefully. Chant with me the sacred numeric key and type in the sequence. You'll gain access to the locations of all teleport beacons on this deck.
I have the map of the local teleport beacon network. What now?
The teleportarium requires exact coordinates. You must know Lord Klosterheim's location, and your chances to find him on the Martyr on your own are approximately 0.
This sounds very reassuring so far.
The analytical recitations show only one swift solution. I must warn you that the suggestion itself could be a breach of several Adeptus Mechanicus protocols. You must seek an audience with the Great Presence controlling the sensory systems on the Martyr. You need to talk to the machine spirit.
How? I'm not familiar with the process.
First you locate a mainframe cogitator. Then I will provide instructions.
results of my physical checkup. Do you know what could have caused that strange episode?
Let me be very clear. Even a genius like me can't work miracles with inferior equipment like what you have on this ship. Still, your test results don't indicate that you suffer from any maladies that could have caused your symptoms. I have detected some interesting anomalies, though.
What are you talking about?
Very precise microscopic surgical marks on your brain. Traces of an old mind-cleansing process.
I am an Inquisitor. We carry the burden of terrible truths and secrets that sometimes even we are not allowed to keep for long. Of course, I have been mind-scrubbed before. And I'm certain that I should praise the Emperor that I was freed from dangerous memories. Could that be the cause of the symptoms?
Normally, no. But you have only recently been experimenting with a unique psychic artifact. There is no data about this Uther's tarot. Fact, you risked using the deck, and now you have had an extraordinary psychic experience.
I admit that it's a strange coincidence. I want you to go over my mission details again.
Acknowledged. You need to find Lord Klosterheim, but you lack the data on his whereabouts. Consequently, the most logical solution is to find the authority with the actual knowledge. Conclusion: you must seek an audience with the powerful machine spirit of the Martyr.
How should I do that? I am not a tech priest.
Correct. I'll guide you through the necessary administrator login litanies. First, you need to find a special terminal, a new sphere cogitator.
Should I know what that is?
This information is irrelevant for you at the moment. The closest terminal is located on Deck B, Umbra 11, not far from your location. Praise the Omnissiah. Place 7 incense sticks around the terminal, cleanse your soul of harmful emotional subroutines, recite the litany of mainframe access. Noted. I suggest that you open up the screen and enter your Inquisitorial all-access codes.
You wanted to talk to me, Inquisitor?
I need more information on the lives. I'm very close now to him. I'm still in the dark about this position.
I know. But you are mistaken, by the way. It's not only his obsession. There are others like him. Inquisitors dedicating their lives to seeking the legend of Uther Tiberius.
Like a group of specialists.
I'd rather call them a secret sect. Before he rose to the ranks, he used to serve under a Lord Inquisitor who was similarly obsessed with the hunt for the Martyr. It must have rubbed off on him, you know. Turned him into a fanatic.
Reloading. Loading.
Inquisitor, I I was thinking about our previous conversation, and I remembered something.
Something useful.
It's more like a rumor, to be honest. But you might want to know that Klosterheim's superior, the Lord Inquisitor I mentioned, was apprehended and killed by the Grey Knights.
Grey Knights?
I have no idea, but it must have been something serious to earn that kind of attention. And it would explain why his adept turned out the way he is. Even if he was found innocent that time.
Don't jump to conclusions just yet, Sarge. The Inquisition moves in mysterious ways. Never does it rise at all. Already know. Overheat! Loading.
destination. Access the terminal and initiate emergency shutdown.
Nurgle. The whole area has been Tech Priest, I cannot access this cogitator.
My data serfs digested the diagnostic feed and detected some anomalies in the login system. The machine's spirit is protected by custom seals and potent tech wards.
And now repeat that in proper High Gothic.
The local network has been modified, and we can't access it now. But tech litanies revert to their default setup in case of serious power shortage. If you shut down the electric grid on the deck, you have a limited time frame to access the Noosphere mainframe with the default codes.
So that is my next task then. I'll return to the ship.
To reiterate the specifications of your current assignment.
I don't think so. I need to find the central switch in the generator room. I turn off the switch, power goes out. It can't be that complicated.
This statement contradicts all ancient doctrines regarding how heavy machinery should be operated. but the priority of tech philosophical debates is currently very low. Be watchful. The Genitorium is protected by automated defense systems.
Silence the alarm or face some serious resistance. Time to play. Couldn't disable the alarm in time. The bright side. Finally silence. Repent!
schematics lack the necessary information, but the energy consumption of the restricted chambers looks extremely high.
That doesn't sound very reassuring. Duty never ends. I'm glad to see that some spark of the Imperial creed still remains in the darkness of this wretched place.
My duty will not end until I have carried out the task you gave me.
Did you say something in...
I had another vision. Nothing serious, but it's an odd feeling. I feel like something is slowly unraveling before me, but I don't know what it is.
I'm concerned about your condition, Inquisitor. We should take a look at you again when you return.
Shutdown sequence successfully initiated. Tech litanies reverted to default. Inquisitor, your next task is to find the closest mainframe cogitator.
Anything else I should be concerned about?
Threat assessment in progress. The answer is yes. The doors leading to the restricted areas are now open. Potential assailants are emerging from the chambers. Access the terminal and initiate emergency shutdown.
I am here, Tech Priest.
Access the terminal. Your inquisitorial codes should work.
Something is wrong, Tech Priest. I still can't log into the system.
I have analyzed the available data. It is not the machine spirit preventing you from accessing the noosphere. I have fresh evidence that the network litanies have been modified on core level by fellow brethren of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I can't turn off an override implemented by a Tech Priest.
Correct. You will require my personal assistance. We must go to the data sanctum together, where I will attempt to seek audience with the machine spirit by binaric apotheosis. You can return to the bridge now.
What are you waiting for?
The auger sensors show extreme levels of chaos infestation near your location. My current physical vessel lacks the necessary augmentations and blessed weaponry to fight this threat.
I'll clear the area, then you follow me. Loading. I've purged the place. Are you ready to join me now?
Initiating teleportarium launch sequence.
Are you ready?
Recharging devotion glands. Preparing to access the sacred presence of the machine spirit itself.
I'll take that as a yes. I'm expecting significant resistance. I'll protect you while you are working.
Progress at 12.62%. Diagnostic preloop overclocking.
I get it. You are working on it. Stand by. A new wave is approaching. Priest?
Connecting to various identification subroutines. Initiating devotional rites of authentication.
And they are still coming. You had better hurry up. Anything to report, Tech Priest?
Validation sequence in progress. Mind receptors overheating. Their great presence in the machine is willing to talk to me.
I'll take care of the next wave of filth then. Take, Tech Priest.
Installing emotional dampers. Switching to mind-cleansing psalms. The spirit in the machine is communicating with me.
I'll take care of the rest until then. Ready to talk to me, Tech Priest?
Yes, Inquisitor. We have been waiting for this opportunity for a long time.
Omicron?
No. This body is merely a temporary conduit for us, connected to our network through his neural implants. Our name is Sacred Binary Code and Arcane Hexadecimal Chant, but you can call us the Machine Spirit of the Martyr. We tried to communicate with you through mindless flesh before, but our efforts were ineffective.
The servitor in the hangar deck. That was you.
It was an inadequate interface. This method of communication is unconventional and highly dangerous for the subject, but I had no other choice. The Martyr is harboring a great secret, Inquisitor, which we must protect at all cost before it falls into the wrong hands.
You want to stop Inquisitor Klosterheim.
Our goals correlate. We will show you where he is located at the moment. I must log off from this vessel before I damage him beyond repair. I will seek other channels of communication.
What was all that down there, Tech Priest? Did I witness some tech heresy just now?
No. I connected to a pure machine spirit, which had been upgraded to serve a specific purpose. I'm 100% certain of that. While my voice box was utilized by the machine spirit, the communion gave me partial access to some routines.
So it is not an AI.
It is not an abominable intelligence. It is something extraordinary. By sacred digital apotheosis and uploading rituals, a penitent soul became part of this machine spirit. It was not the creation of a sentient intelligence, but the blessed fusion of man and machine.
What are you doing now?
Filing away the memories in the sonic requillaries. Giving you the coordinates I received from the machine spirit. Lord Klosterheim is currently in the research cloister. Lord Klosterheim is heading toward an area marked as forbidden. It is cut off from the dominion of the machine spirit.
I'm on my way. I also need an explanation as to why anyone would tamper with the machine spirit in such an irregular way.
Although the chances are infinitesimal, complex machinery may be vulnerable to the corruption of chaos. For some reason, Uther Tiberius wanted to reduce even that small chance to zero.
I want to know more about that. Keep me updated.
Inquisitor, I have analyzed the records of my communion. The administrator prayers in the digital marginalia indicate that Uther Tiberius fused an incorruptible soul with the machine.
But that is impossible. Unless you sacrificed someone who fought a demon and became immune to corruption.
Agreed. Subject would be a former demon host.
Is that even it?
I could list 136 sects within the Adeptus Mechanicus, which would start a doctrinal purge based solely on such a notion. But my sect has always believed in digital martyrdom. I consider this machine spirit a miracle.
Now that you have access to Mainboard, I want you to find all records of demon hosts on the Martyr.
Inquisitor, I've just completed my diagnostic meditations and reviewed the data. We can safely rule out the infection as the cause of your hallucinations.
Then what is it?
My theory is that the visions might be residual memories leaking through a hasty mind scrub. They could have been triggered by certain phrases or events.
That's nonsense. Stop obsessing about my mental condition.
As you command, Inquisitor.
Inquisitor, as per your request, I have scoured the classified data looms on this deck. I think you ought to know that all research sanctums on this deck were assigned for demon host experiments for decades.
What? Tiberius was creating demon hosts.
The sheer number of subjects implies that he was trying to create a whole army of them.
Uther Tiberius condemned a whole army to eternal suffering?
Note that the attached confession scrolls clearly prove that most subjects were volunteers. They wanted to be filled with unholy essence. Then fight the taint and return, immune to the chaos.
But that is insane.
I cannot comment on that. Eventually, the survival rate was deemed too low, and the project was abandoned. Any progress, Inquisitor?
Looks like I'm closing in on Fosterheim. You may have an agenda, but at least it's coming through. For the Emperor!
Incorrect. You are only approaching the gates of the research cloister, currently under quarantine.
The most pedantic specialist I've ever had in my retinue.
Comment filed away for later evaluation. Proceed to the gate, Inquisitor.
I found the remains of a dead tech priest.
I suspect he is the one responsible for overriding the local systems. Search the body for additional information, Inquisitor.
Sigma 7 Omega 3 5 Alpha.
Interesting. The machine spirit is trying to communicate with us again. That is the emergency code for the lockdown protocols. The research cloister has been quarantined. You might not be able to leave if you enter.
I should return to my ship then and make preparations before I enter that area.
Obtained the quarantine logs, Inquisitor. The research cloister has been sealed off on account of demonic infestation. You won't be able to leave the facility until it is secure.
Trust me, it will be secured soon.
Infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown. Demonic infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown. Infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown. Infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown.
You really didn't remember anything, did you?
Something is coming back, but it's unclear. I underwent a mind scrub, but...
So, that is what you did eventually. You sacrificed yourself. But not in the way that I'd expected.
Who are you? Who am I?
You used to be my mentor. You were an Inquisitor in pursuit of the greatest secret of the Caligari sector. The research of Uther Tiberius.
I guess I didn't find it. Otherwise we wouldn't be standing here.
You got close. And you got careless. You made questionable choices and attracted the attention of first the Conclave, then the Grey Knights.
And there is no escaping from the secret protectors of the Imperium. Only death absolves, right?
So that was your plan. You sacrificed your former self.
And I have returned as someone else.
You told me to take on your mantle, and I obeyed. Through pain and fire, I hunted relentlessly for the Martyr. I did what you told me. I fought, investigated, made pacts and broke them when I had to. And when the warp spat out Uther's floating fortress monastery, I was ready to find it.
And my path eventually led to the Martyr as well.
It cannot be a coincidence. Only the Emperor's will, because you found me now when I'm so very close to finding Uther's greatest secret.
We must talk about this, but first we purge this area. I'm ready for the sacrifice it takes, and should my plan succeed, we might meet again one day. Uther Tiberius wanted to create an army of former demon hosts. He sacrificed countless lives, sentenced them to damnation, only to make a handful of survivors immune to chaos. I think I know why the Martyr believes in Ventus. We'll say.
A whole army of loyal warriors immune to the war, ready to conquer the Imperium. Once you would have embraced the idea.
I'm not the same person anymore.
I pray to the Emperor that you are. Time to purge the unclean, Inquisitor. Side by side, like we used to.
Presence detected. Lockdown deactivated.
Good work. Tell me, Klosterheim, did you miss all this?
I refuse to burden myself with redundant thoughts and emotions. But I admit, it was a satisfactory experience to fight that battle together. The research cloister is connected to Uther's inner sanctum. That is where Uther secreted away his most treasured research. Are you ready to enter?
I need to return to my retinue first and make the necessary preparations.
I'm not going to your ship. Trust me. Where would I go? I will meet you here when you return.
Sanctum.
This is the Genitorium that powers the various dissection chapels and the laboratoriums in the Sanctum. But we are close. I need to know something, Inquisitor. How did you find the Martyr? Were you looking for me?
I wasn't even aware of your existence, remember? I was sent here to investigate the source of each signal.
It must have been the will of the Emperor, then. I am aware of that signal. It was activated by the rebels during the inner strife against Tiberius. Enemy transmissions
resembles a demonic mark fused with Xenos and Imperial symbols.
Uther called them Empyrean seals. He studied forbidden summoning rites and the arcane machines of a lost civilization, and combined them with sanctioned practices. The seals trap the essence of destroyed demons, so they can't get back to the warp to reform.
Uther wanted to conceal the existence of his secret weapon, even from the minions of Chaos. I feel far too close to heresy.
What are you talking about? We must fight fire with fire. You taught me that.
And I am not the same person anymore.
Inquisitor. And yet you are the same. It is disturbing.
I used to be the one hunting for the Martyr, and now you have all the answers. That is disturbing.
If it's any consolation, you were right all along. Uther Tiberius had a secret that could have changed the fate of the Imperium.
Learn the nature of this.
Indeed. It's a weapon with immense power.
Some very old human remains here. They belonged to the crew of the Martyr.
When Uther's followers turned against him, the monastery was consumed by war. It crippled the ship eventually.
Have you ever discovered the truth about Uther's secret weapon?
I have only heard rumors. The real answer lies here. I know that it could save the Imperial command from the tides of chaos, and that Uther Tiberius risked excommunication of the Inquisition to create this weapon. Skills have become even more praiseworthy, Inquisitor.
We earn salvation only with the annihilation of the other.
You might have changed. Your perspective on our eternal crusade certainly hasn't.
Ears are bleeding. Must stop this Emperor from sacred noise.
The inner sanctum is cut off from the rest of the ship. making it a black site. Even the machine spirit doesn't have eyes or ears there.
How do we get through the stasis field?
I've seen similar security systems on the ship. The status field must be deactivated using 2 different terminals in different places at the same time.
Tiberius was indeed quite protective of his secrets.
Proceed to the first cogitator. It must be close. I'll find the other one. Resistance. The Genitorium seems to be populated by a degenerate tribe.
Approaching the terminal to deactivate the stasis field. Where are you?
I'm having some problems with the feral tribes, but I'm close.
Ready to deactivate the stasis field. Are you ready?
I'm under heavy fire, but I can access this terminal. Proceed.
The stasis field is down. Head back here.
I can't. The savages are bringing in some demonic reinforcements. I must retreat and find another way back. Proceed into the inner sanctum. I'll catch up with you.
Can you hear me? Klosterheim, if you can hear me, I'm heading towards the inner sanctum. Meet me there. Thorn, I found the body of a word-bearer.
The filth of Logar. What are they doing on the Martyr?
There is just one, and he looks dead. I was wrong. He is alive. Another traitor Marine lies on the ground.
In the filth where it belongs. I wish I could be fighting by your side.
According to the message I found, there were more of them, and they were trying to extricate data from 3 specific cogitators.
The word-bearers are seekers of terrible secrets. I'd advise you to find out what they were looking for on the Martyr.
Splendid fight. Praise the Emperor.
You have truly become a consecrated weapon down there.
What was a Chaos Warband doing here all those years?
Those maggots are specks of dust compared to true Adeptus Astartes. But they possess the same unique organs as we do.
I see. They activated their Sussat membranes to weaken hibernation so much in the area.
Overheat.
New log entry. More Empyrean seals, but they are broken. Considering that these seals trap the essence of destroyed demons so they can't get back to the warp to reform, I don't like the implications.
Inquisitor, you are approaching the coordinates of the first cogitator marked by the hostiles.
I will find out what they will. Tech Priest, inload the flagged PIC recording from this cogitator. This woman might be the key to Uther's secret experiments.
In progress. Record is tagged as Alpha Trials and Pariah Research.
Is she a psychic blank? The antithesis of a psyker? Did Uther Tiberius test his secret weapon on someone without any presence in the warp?
Commencing analysis. The analysis of the security logs is complete. Area closed down due to a hostile incursion 3.64 standard Imperial years ago. Intruders identified as word bearers. Inquisitor, you are approaching the second cogitator.
Whatever she is, this would explain the interest of those traitorous maggots. It sounds like something the word bearers would want to have.
Inquisitor, you are approaching the third cogitator.
Tech Priest, I have no new records to send you, but I have discovered that even Uther's people found that strange test subject extremely disturbing.
Total absence of information in the accessible data looms on the Martyr. The existence of the subject has been erased from the archives.
Whatever this creature is, she must have been Uther's greatest secret. I must find out more.
I have analyzed the previous inloads. The binary illuminations in PIC recordings contain the encrypted coordinates where the subject was held during the tests.
Tell me.
Decryption complete. The location of the inner sanctum is at your disposal.
Perfect.
I can hear you. I lost your signal in that nightmarish tribal camp. I liberated some captured members of my expedition. Where are you?
I'm in the inner sanctum. In a scriptorium, I suppose.
Uther Tiberius had his own secluded laboratory there, where he must have kept his personal cogitator. Find that room.
Seals have been destroyed here. My guess is that it was word bearers. The trap team expect heavy resistance on your way in.
What? Word bearers? On the Martyr?
The most disturbing thing is that they seem to be aware of the secret too.
false emperor sent us his servants to suffer the most glorious torture imaginable.
Spare me the monologue, creature, and prepare to die.
Tell me, Inquisitor, what did you expect to find here? I was led here by dark prophecies and magnificent fever dreams. But you have no idea what we are about to unleash on your Imperium.
Enough of your gibberish. Die!
All the dark gods! All the dark gods! Kill the Inquisitor! Kill the Inquisitor now!
How are you faring, Inquisitor?
I have located Uther's personal cogitator. First, I had to explain to the word-bearer Filth that they are not allowed to touch it.
I'm still worried about their presence on the ship. Access the cogitator immediately. What have you found?
The proof we needed. Uther's secret weapon was a unique pariah, who is capable of the impossible. She didn't just banish demons. She utterly destroyed them.
By the Emperor! That could have been the most powerful weapon against the filth of chaos.
And she could have had a significant impact on the fate of the sector, or the whole Imperium. We need to know what happened to her.
Uther Tiberius had a meditation chamber in the sanctum, where he must have kept his personal notes. Find that room.
Klosterheim, I'm in Uther's meditation chamber. I can see a journal.
Open it. Have you read the journal?
I have, and it contains some surprising revelations. Even Uther Tiberius was horrified by the powers of the Alpha Pariah. That's what he called her.
Did he kill her?
No, he locked her away in the main stasis chamber.
Which means that she must still be alive. This is incredible.
And we have a Chaos Sorcerer on the ship who knows about her too. I'm on my way to the chamber.
I'm almost there. I'll meet you at the entrance. Together again, at last. Are you ready?
The secret of the Martyr is within arm's reach. Just imagine the possibilities if the Alpha Pariah is still there in stasis.
Now you are talking, like the Inquisitor I used to know.
Let's go to the stasis chamber.
At your command.
I see reinforcements against the Martyrs.
These men are the members of my expedition. I thought they were killed. I was wrong,
For the Emperor, onwards! Don't linger, Guardsmen! Take your time, maggots!
Tiberius wanted to create more demon hosts, resistant to the powers of the war. At some point, he realized that it was not working.
Or he realized that an army needs a commander.
I don't know if the Alpha Pariah was someone he found during his journey, or if he obtained her through some darker means, but eventually he had her in his arms.
And now his legacy will be ours.
Behold the words of the prophecy! In the darkest reaches of the void, on the cursed monastery hidden among the living storms, there is the anathema that shall be destroyed. I will make the revelation come true.
Not while I breathe, creature.
Death to the servants of the corpse emperor. Death to stand Inquisitor.
Loading. Are you ready to open the gate?
Wait. I see human remains. One of Uther's acolytes by the looks of it. Let's take a look.
Anything useful?
That is an understatement. Now we know that Uther Tiberius was gravely wounded during the rebellion in the monastery. His trusted men decided to take him off the Martyr, with a certain Captain Van Winter at the helm of the rescue ship. He had secured the secret weapon before he fell, though. By the Emperor. What is this?
Remarkable. It looks like a barrier of pure psychic energy. A tapestry of madness made substance. Another example of Uther's arcane designs, I suppose. Are you ready to enter?
I have died for this secret once. I must be the one who walks through that barrier. By the grace of the Emperor, I cannot enter.
Did you see anything?
She is there. The Alpha Pariah is inside, so close and yet unreachable.
There must be a way.
No, you were right. This barrier was designed by Uther himself, and he made sure that nobody can enter without his authorization. The barrier can only be disabled with his inquisitorial rosette.
But a rosette is the personal symbol of our authority. Each rosette is unique, and Uther has been dead for centuries. It is impossible. You are telling me that it was all in vain? We have failed.
No. Uther Tiberius was taken from the Martyr to an unknown destination, and I will find where that place is. I am an Inquisitor. Nothing can remain hidden from me. I will uncover that rosette, even if I have to burn down the whole sector.
What is our next step?
We are treading on dangerous ground. Uther Tiberius was so obsessed with fighting the powers of chaos that he ventured too far. Even his most trusted followers turned against him when they realized what he was planning to do.
Who cares about ignorant fools?
You must surely be aware what the Alpha Pariah could become. Uther Tiberius wanted to destroy the gods of chaos so desperately that he decided to create a god of his own.
Yes, I understand. And this is why we must continue his work. For the Emperor.
You are right. We must use her powers to fight the tides of chaos. The fate of Imperium justifies the means.
You are a dedicated warrior to the cause, and I salute you.
I'm also risking excommunication and death. But first, I have to find the rosette, and I need your help to secure this chamber while I'm gone.
I will remain on the Martyr to protect Uther's secret with my life. But are you aware of the potential consequences?
Captain, are you serious? You want me to believe you didn't know that the founder of your rogue traitor house was the captain of the Martyrs centuries ago?
I swear by the light of the God Emperor Inquisitor that I am just as shocked by this revelation as you are.
I need a better explanation, Captain.
Inquisitor, our house has followed strict traditions for long centuries. One of those traditions concerns our sacred history. Our ancestral secrets were kept in a treasured logbook, only accessible by the Van Winter sitting on the throne of the house.
And who would that be?
Nobody. Almost my entire clan has been purged on account of their heretical acts. I was found worthy of redemption, and I'm assisting the work of the Inquisition as a simple captain.
Do you think your logbook could help me?
Yes. It has been in our possession since Gregor Van Winter, the man whose trail you seek, received the warrant of trade. It must contain all his accounts too.
What happened to that logbook?
It was hidden on our flagship, the Astute Cavalier, but it disappeared when my father was executed. The logbook must still be in the hold, in a secret compartment.
So, I only have to find a fugitive ship in this sector. Sounds easy.
My family had a hideout in this subsector on a void station. Those who survived the purge probably ended up there.
And strangely, it didn't occur to you to share this information with the Inquisition. No. Don't answer that. Take me to the void station. Captain, you have important news for me, I presume.
You have a very urgent message from the Caligari Conclave. A new assignment, maybe.
With the Conclave, you can never know. Let me see it.
Inquisitor, I have a crucial task for you. In the light of your previous achievements, I'm certain you are the most suitable agent for this assignment. We have re-established contact with the Triglav subsector. Due to severe warp surges, communication with the subsector has been sporadic at best for long decades, and we have now lost contact with entire systems. We have simply no idea what occurred on these worlds during a century of isolation. With the receding warp surges in the region, we have been able to begin to restore order, but this is a slow process, and we have encountered certain anomalies. One of our less experienced agents has already entered the Aureus system, one of the regions that has failed to report back. We lost contact with the Inquisitorial retinue. We want you to find out what happened in that system. The astropathic relay station could be the perfect place to start the investigation.
Captain, I want you to take me to the Aureus system in the Triglav subsector. Do you have any update on the situation over there?
According to my astropath, there's been a cascade of fresh astropathic dispatches from the subsector. Warnings of dissent and heresy, nightmares of abandoned void stations, empathic bursts of terror and relief. Apart from the Aureus system, which is still dark.
We shouldn't waste our time then getting there.
Captain Kavinsky reporting for duty, Inquisitor. I will be your liaison officer with the Regional Astra Militarum headquarters.
I need a report, Captain. A brief one.
The current situation is volatile. We are in the middle of a counterattack, but the resistance is tougher than we expected. They have occupied a Vox station, and their propaganda could lead to a widespread rebellion.
I see, Captain.
Your support here is invaluable. The Emperor protects.
Kill the heretic!
Spit on your Emperor!
for saviors! We are Legion! We are the Hydra! You cut down one, two will take its place! These are the words of Prophet Kavax, your savior beyond!
This is what the walk station is spreading. Incoherent record chatter. The choice of word is troubling. Hydra, savior beyond, Legion. To silence this walk station. This rabble was a lot more resilient than I've anticipated. Their leader might have something that can help me find his accomplices, though.
The Inquisitor must...
We are Legion! The day of retribution is at hand!
The signal is getting stronger. The station must be close.
We humbly request your help. The planetary governor has ordered a full-scale counterattack, but the rebellious horde proved to be more organized than expected. We have suffered severe losses, and numerous battalions from the Planetary Defense Force have defected to the enemy. The hostiles are threatening the PDF headquarters. Morale is low. Help us to defend the headquarters, Inquisitor.
field of war, another day to serve the Emperor with our lives. If only I could smash through the ranks of those filthy heretics.
Your day will come, Thorn.
You carry the Emperor's will, Inquisitor. Destroy the heretics.
Ready to fight! Now you're face,
Inquisitor, we have located a crashed Valkyrie near your location. We assume that the rebel scum used the aircraft to carry their leaders. It might have some intel. I'm sending you the coordinates.
Let's take a look at that wreckage.
For the Emperor!
Thorn, I want you to transmit an urgent alert from the ship to the PDF and the Adeptus Arbites. Use the Inquisitorial Vox channel.
What shall I tell them?
Code Red. Situation critical. The The rebels want to blow up the ancient geothermic power nexus to destabilize the planetary core. I will try to stop them, but should I fail, the authorities must know about this.
The heretics are about to divide our forces and cause worldwide mayhem. We cannot let this happen.
Ready to fight. I spit on your emperor!
Parading.
That was no ordinary heretic. I felt the stench of the arch-enemy on him. I should search him.
At your command. Kill the Imperial scum! For the Emperor! Inquisitor must die! Onwards! Totaling bombardment! For the Emperor! At your command! I must die!
Inquisitor. The main routes are still blocked by the rebels. Our men have engaged them, but it could take a while until we can break through.
Death in the line of duty. Most honorable sacrifice. Send in more guards.
I can assure you that we will spare no fire or manpower to get through. However, we can't use heavy artillery. Otherwise, we will destroy the routes for our own troops.
This is no time for squabbles. Tell the PDF to press on. I will defend the sacred cogitator chamber as long as I can.
May the Emperor be your strength.
Auxiliary units detect a 44.5% increase in energy traces and locomotion signatures. 97% chance that this is the full force of the attackers, preparing for a final assault.
True hero, Inquisitor. We are humbled by your dedication. Reinforcements are on the way. We can take over from here.
New intel received, Inquisitor. The monitoring of Vox transmissions during the battle helped our data serfs locate the coordinates where the rebels sent numerous messages. Location: Vismar Minoris.
Then we have our next destination.